Hello and welcome to the Street Crime UK YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Today we look at two teenagers who have been jailed for life for the callous and casual and irresponsible murder of 17-year-old Jodie Chesney. Drug dealer Svenson Kwie, 19, and a 17-year-old runner, Arron had been looking to take revenge on rivals when they killed Jodie by mistake, the Old Bailey heard. Jodie, who was a scout and described as the girl next door, had been smoking cannabis and listening to music with friends in a park in Romford when she was stabbed in the back. She screamed out and collapsed in the arms of her boyfriend, Eddie Cole, 18, as her attackers, who did not know her, made off in a fellow drug dealer's car. Days later, they were arrested together as they fled from the house. The defendants denied Jodie's murder, each blaming the other for inflicting a wound that almost went through her torso. But prosecutor Crispin Allett, QC, told jurors that both were responsible for the killing, amid incidents of casual violence in the drug dealing world. The jury deliberated for less than 6 hours to find them guilty of murder. Judge Wendy Joseph QC handed Kwie a life sentence with a minimum of 26 years. She sentenced Mr. Isaacs to be detained for at least 18 years. Two co-defendants who were in the car with Mr. Kwie and Mr. Isaacs were cleared of murder. The judge said Jodie's death led to a world of anguish for her family, which came amid tit-for-tat incidents. Jodie was the victim of callous, casual and irresponsible violence that had shocked the community to the core, she said. On the evidence, she found Mr. Kwie wielded the knife and Mr. Isaacs was his enthusiastic supporter. The judge lamented the impact of the criminals that had carved up areas of the capital of this country. She added, the dangers this brings to decent law-abiding members of the public is graphically spelled out in this case. The court heard moving tributes to Jodie and the ripple effect her murder had among friends, family and the wider community. Mr. Coyle had been left with post-traumatic stress from witnessing her murder. He said, Jodie was funny, silly, she always made fun of me and she had a bright future ahead of her. She was full of energy and was always out doing something. We had been going out for 3 months. I've never lost anyone before, and for the first funeral I've gone to be my own girlfriend's is incredibly hard. I loved her. Jodie's father, Peter Chesney, who gave up a job in the city after her death, said, I have lost the most precious human being I will ever know. I have no idea how I'm going to continue my life or come to terms with this loss. Jodie's sister, Lucy, said, Jodie will be greatly missed and the people who caused such tragedy to a whole family should hang their head in shame. You have ripped away a bright future that was destined to make a change to many lives. The court heard Mr. Kwie had convictions for possessing and supplying drugs. He admitted being in breach of a 6-week suspended sentence for handling stolen jewellery dating back to October the previous year. Mr. Isaacs had previous convictions for possessing a screwdriver, actual bodily harm, possession of cannabis and aggravated vehicle taking. Speaking outside the Old Bailey after sentencing, DCI Dave Wellams said he was pleased and proud of the convictions. He also defended the Metropolitan Police's decision to charge 2 men who were cleared of murder. He said, it is very important that all 4 people that were involved in the events that unfolded that night were put into the dock and have the opportunity to give their account to the jury. His colleague on the investigation, D.I. Perry Benton, said it was one of the hardest investigations he ever had to deal with. It felt like the world was waiting for answers, he said. It was horrific and horrendous, and that's going to stay with everyone for a very long time. Asked what more could be done to tackle knife crime, he said, it's not just the police's problem, it is a public health approach that's required. Hopefully these sentences will be a deterrent for others that may think about carrying knives and knowing the injuries and the lives that they devastate. Speaking on behalf of Jodie's family, her uncle, Terry Chesney, thanked the police for their work. She will never be back, but this was some justice, he said. So what are your thoughts about Mr. Kwie and Arron Isaacs? And were their sentences reasonable for taking the precious life of 17-year-old Jodie Chesney? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, stay safe.